Suze, as the drinks trolley goes past, grab something there. Grab something from the top of the trolley. Suze, what are we going for?
Well, just because it's Easter and we haven't had enough chocolate, how about a mudslide cocktail?
What's one of those?
So it's got Irish liqueur, coffee liqueur, some double cream and some dark chocolate in.
Maybe later. Maybe later. Just
a small one.
Very indulgent, but delicious, if that's the thing you like.
Yeah. I think probably come the end of Sunday, that won't be going down.
No.
I think people will have had enough. Okay, so thanks very much for that. So today's confession comes from Christopher. Is this okay? Yeah, I think this has a
I hope so.
Well, it's been slightly spicy this week.
Oh, yeah.
So let's see. But it does involve... Oh, no, I'm not going to say anything.
Okay.
Father Simon, Brother Matt, Sister Susie. Have you ever had one of those moments when you wish the ground would open up and swallow you whole? Well, my confession is one of those moments, and it still makes me shudder with embarrassment. Let me take you back to the 8th of May, 1994, the time I was a journalist covering the World Rally Championship and was on my way back from an event in Corsica. Myself and a group of colleagues had taken the short flight from Ajaccio to Nice and were waiting for our onward flight to London, taking full advantage of the free food and drink in the executive lounge at Nice Airport.
Oh, lovely.
I think that's a crucial line there, that they were working very hard to take full advantage. Apart from the four of us, the only occupant of the lounge was what looked like a bundle of old clothes lying on one of the nearby sofas. Although on careful inspection, this was clearly a fellow passenger grabbing a clearly much-needed sleep. Naturally, we made various judgmental comments about the sort of clientele they were allowing in to what should have been an oasis of elegance, graced by ourselves, obviously. One of our group picked up a magazine which had a feature about supermodel Claudia Schiffer and her new fiancé, the illusionist David Copperfield, who had been photographed at the Cannes Film Festival a few days earlier. Now, I think your listeners will understand when I say that with the best will in the world, Mr. Copperfield wasn't considered the most handsome of chaps, and with another few glasses inside us, we speculated on how the unlikely liaison between him and the delightful Miss Schiffer could possibly have come about. Beauty and the Beast, indeed. Slightly harsh, I think.
I think so.
Very.
Mr. Copperfield. Having exhausted our not-too-charitable views on the matter quite loudly, our attention was drawn to the receptionist making her way down the room with a large book in her hand. She approached our sleeping neighbour and muttered something to him, which we quickly understood to be a request for him to sign the visitor's book that she was clutching. He sat up and duly obliged, at which point we spotted an uncanny and disturbing similarity between the gentleman on the sofa and the gentleman in the article. The Frank and the Son team dropped at the same time, ask your parents, as our faces, as we realised that our travelling companion in rags was indeed Mr. David Copperfield, world-famous illusionist, on his way home from the festival. No words were spoken, but as he stood up to leave and we tried to make ourselves invisible, he looked over and just gave us a knowing wink, which was, in a way, far worse than anything he could have said. I therefore cast our collective souls to the mercy of your collective and unashamedly apologise for any offence that we might have caused, and promise to look around more carefully before criticising anyone ever again. I suppose there is always that risk if you're... Although, actually, when you think about it, what are the chances that the person that you're slagging off actually turns out to be the person under the rags?
You'd be surprised.
Really? Oh, it's happened. Does it happen before? Okay, well, I didn't know that. Anyway, I've interviewed David Copperfield and Claudia Schiffer.
Oh, really?
And I've wondered similarly to Christopher. But anyway, let's...
double down on it then.
You're as bad as them.
Let's just check in. Sister Susie, what do you say first?
Well, I just think it's never good to talk ill of people, is it? Because you can guarantee that when you do, that person is right behind you, and you do wish the ground would swallow you up. Also, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So, you know, who knows what Claudia Schiffer saw in him? But, you know, obviously something. So I am not going to forgive you because I think it was a little bit rude.
Yes, I think that's definitely true. It was a little bit rude. Brother from another...
I mean, it probably was a bit rude, but you're absolutely right, Susan. We shouldn't be talking ill of people. However, we all do. And frankly, life would be very long if we weren't able to talk ill of certain people.
Bloke in a box, look.
Bloke in a box, yeah. Oh, do you remember him? David Copperfield made the Statue of Liberty disappear, famously, didn't he?
He did, although...
Still there, David.
Still there.
It is still there.
It is still
Unlucky sunshine. You managed to marry Claudia Schiffer, but the Statue of Liberty still there. So I'm going to forgive, because you never know who's going to be in the lounge with you, do you? It's just one of those things. That's what I think. There's no logic at all to this verdict. At all.
No logic to this.
Yeah, forgiven. That'll be the end of my sentence.
All right, forgiven.